Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Sweet Protection Ronin RIG Reflect cycling sunglasses. Sweet Protection is best known for their winter gear, which includes skiing helmets and snow goggles. It's only natural that they've expanded their safety and lens expertise into the cycling domain with both cycling helmets and sunglasses. In this review, we're going to be looking at the Ronin RIG Reflect sunglasses, which were one of the first performance sunglasses for the brand. Packaging-wise, you can see really simple. You have the Sweet Protection logo, nice wine black color scheme, and then an indication of which lens we have. And then this nice folding or slide out cardboard box design with its two little grips on the bottom, so you can actually grab this and then pull this out, which makes it a lot easier. So if we go ahead and open this, we'll go over the specs. So retail price on this is $150. It has their RIG lens technology, which is a retina illumination grading for superior contrast and minimal distortion. These sunglasses have a 2.2 millimeter toric lens, so it's quite thick and gives you nice clarity with that special toric shaping. These are constructed from a TR90 polyamide frame, which is pretty common, gives you a lot nice robustness while still being lightweight. It has a TPR co-molded insert, which is the little rubber inserts in the temples for nice flexibility and grippiness. You also have a removable lens design. So it's a semi-frameless construction, so you can see big single lens, and then you can easily just pull off the temple arms and swap them out if needed. They simply clip back on, and you can see just align them up, and then slide it back in. As far as what comes with these, obviously you get the sunglasses, you get a single lens only, you don't get an additional lens. You get a really nice hard case, and you can see it has a nice molded shape to it, which makes it easier to hold. And then you have the Sweet Protection logo on top. You get additional nose pads, so you can see they actually label too. So narrow or low bridge fit with one pre-installed on there. And then you also get the fabric carrying case, which is really nice. So easier way to travel with this, and then if you're traveling somewhere further, you can take the whole case. And then you always get the little instruction manual. Now let's take a look at the weight of the sunglasses. So on our scale, it comes in at only 30 grams, so quite lightweight. The Sweet Protection Ronin RIG Reflect sunglasses are a semi-frameless sunglasses designed for high-intensity sports or even everyday use. With Sweet Protection being a Norwegian company, it's not surprising that the sunglasses have a very smooth and minimalist design that's consistent with the Scandinavian design principles. The lens has soft corners, so you can see very smooth, a little bit curvature on top, and a nice smooth curvature on the bottom that blends in with the side frames. That's what makes this a semi-frameless and not a full frameless. You actually do have the side portions, which give a little bit of structure, but then the top and bottom are completely open. So you get the best of both worlds, a little bit more rigidity, and then a wide field of view between the top and bottom. So when you're cycling and you're bent downward, you don't have a frame above you. These are pretty similar looking to the POC AIM or other sunglasses from POC, as they both have that Scandinavian design. And you can see it actually looks good on or off the bike, as it's not really aggressive or in your face. This is the smaller version. They actually have a max version that adds a little bit of height as well. And Sweet Protection offers these in 13 different variations currently, with a couple of those colors on sale. So you have tons of options to choose from. Most of them are matte or semi-transparent frames like we have here. There are a lot of bright combinations like white and orange lens, or more subtle ones like a black on black. We have the matte crystal frame, and you can actually see it under the direct light. They are actually transparent with a subtle camo finish. And then the Bix Bite lens, so it has a kind of a purple hue to it. A little bit of reflective finish, which has a 25% VLT and is category 2. So it's great for overcast or sunny conditions. You can see the sunglasses have a normal fit, radius temple arms that go inward, and very minimal branding. You just have the Sweet Protection logos on the side, and then also printed on the lens. What's cool about these lenses is that they feel really rigid, even though this is almost a frameless design. You can see it has a lot of structure to it, and that's because this is a 2.2 millimeter thick lens with machined edges. So if you look closely, You can see the edges actually have a little bit of cut to them, and it prevents it from scratching, and makes it easier to grab. And you can see very nice and rigid, even though it is just a big lens and these little side arms. You can also see that the temple arms here are very flexible, so you can see a bit of play. So you have adjustment, the whole thing flexes back and forth with that rubber insert. And then you have a friction style hinge. So you can see when I push it down, requires a bit of force and then locks into place. But then when it's open, you can see I have quite a bit of play and then super flexible, so it can accommodate a wide range of faces. This also has interchangeable design, which is pretty cool, so very easy to pull off. You can see there's just a tab below and above, so you can pull that off. And then same thing on the other side. The entire nose pad here just requires a little bit of force to push down over the tab on the side. You want to carefully do this so you don't actually break it. So you slide it and then pull it out, and you can see you just have a lens, the temple arms, and the nose pad. Replacement lenses are about $100, so not particularly cheap, so you want to make sure you get the right one. And there's no photochromic option currently, but they do seem to have polarized options. Putting them back on is really simple too. So again, just line up the tabs and then they lock into place. A lot easier to use than other lens designs on the market. The nose pad here is also a swappable design. As you saw, we have 2 additional options that are included. You can see this part slides on the frame with the rubber portion obviously pointing inward. So very easy, and then this entire pad can be removed. So you pull up and then down, and you can see very similar to Oakley or other models, just has a little hook-on design with a little hole in the rubber. So you just line it up, pull it through and down to get it through both sides. So very simple, it's all flexible, and again, you have 2 different options so you can swap them out. Now let's take a look at the sunglasses on the road. Here you can see them paired with a Smith helmet in our Gorewear kit. As you can see, they're a pretty attractive pair of sunglasses. They're not overly styled, they're still lightweight, but they have a nice wide field of view that you want for cycling or high intensity sports. They're pretty comfortable too with the flexible nose pads and the thin temples, so they can really adjust to your face, and they don't really slide around even as you start sweating or do high effort sprints. The sunglasses themselves, again, nice subtle styling. They're not really in your face like a pair of Oakley Katos. Instead, they're more subtle, and again, they look good on or off the bike, so you can actually use these off the bike. The lenses have great clarity as well, so it's a nice category 2. You can use it in overcast or straight sunny days without having to take the sunglasses off, even as you go through a darker section. So overall, pretty impressed, and they're pretty affordable given all the accessories that are included. Now let's compare the Ronin RIG with other sunglasses on the market. As you can see, this has a more subtle design, so a lot more lower key, and it is similar to something like the Shimano S-PHYRE. So you can see they both have smooth curves. This one has a magnetic lens attachment, which is kind of cool, as well as a metallic paint finish, so you can see when the light hits it, it has nice flakes on the inside. But what's cool about this is you have magnets, so it actually holds it to the lens, and then you have a single design, so the temple arms and the top are connected to each other. Makes lens swaps really easy, but it is a feature you don't really use that often unless you're really changing lenses a lot. There's also a lot more aggressive options. So while this one is really kind of more subtle and can be used off the bike, you can get something like the Oakley encoder. It's not as crazy as the Kato, but you can see it's a full frameless design, so just temple arms attached right at the edge. Big single lens, and you can see it has a little bit of curvature for a little bit of more structure. But you can see a pretty crazy design with this little nose piece that comes out. And especially in this 24 karat gold finish, looks really cool. But again, looks pretty goofy off the bike. There are also a lot of big frames out there. So you can see the standard Ronin is actually a little bit smaller than other frames. So a little bit shorter. And you can see the overall size, it's more of a regular fit, while these other ones tend to be more oversized. So you can see it's just wider. This one's more of a shield shape that curves around. We have the Jilbo density here. Really nice thin frame, so you can super lightweight. This one has no frame on the bottom, which is actually not as nice as having no frame on the top, which is typically where you're looking when you're cycling, because you're typically pointed downward in arrow position, and that's where your vision is. So it's nice to have that top open versus the bottom, which is less useful. There are also more extreme sunglasses. We have the ROKA here. So it's a Matador Air and has a really cool design, a sweep back design. So you can see the whole thing curves up and it almost looks like it's flipped the way it's designed. Because the temple arms on the bottom, they curve upward, but again, looks pretty goofy off the bike. They both have the shield design though. So you can see pretty high curvature. Then other brands, you can see the difference between the design culture. Here we have the Coup Spectro, and you can see just a lot more aggressive. You can see how sharp these edges are. And then you can see even the frame design has these little curves and then indentations where the sweep protection is a lot smoother and sleeker. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the sweep protection Ronin sunglasses. What I like about them is you have minimalist design, so very smooth corners, and a semi-frameless design that looks pretty unique. They also include the hard case and multiple nose pads, so it's really nice that everything's included at this price point. They also have clear distortion-free view with the RIG lens technology, so nice color contrast and no distortion. The really only negative with these sunglasses is the fact you can't see the edges of the frame in your peripheral vision, so we might recommend going up to the Ronin Max version if you really want an unobstructed view. Taking everything into account, we give the Ronin RIG Reflect a 9.2 out of 10. It's a nice minimalist design with clear vision. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.